Over the past few years, data has shown that private provision of education has also become a significant phenomena in the rural areas of Pakistan. So privatization and private education systems have moved out of the urban setting into the rural setting because lots of these NGOs and entrepreneurs realize that the education in rural areas is also important. A good example are the Citizen Foundation schools, which are in rural areas more than they are in urban areas, and lots of other NGO-based schools that have opened up. So with the rural sector also now gaining the advantage of private education, and these schools have started spreading in rural areas rapidly and are affordable. The fee structure is not that people in the rural areas will not be able to afford and pay. The fee structure is such that the low-income group and the middle-income group can afford to send their children to those schools. And a lot of these schools are set up with proper infrastructure, proper teachers, proper curriculum, and effective education is being provided to students even in the rural areas. This is a step in the right direction. Otherwise, the rural population would have been completely left out of the run for good education, which would not seem fair. So to all those NGOs and private enterprises that have opened and are opening schools in the rural areas, that is the need of the hour. Those children in the villages also deserve good quality education. Some view the rise of private schooling as complementary to the governmental efforts for achieving education for all. The government did bring about this slogan, education for all, but on its own, it can't do it. So, with these NGO-based and private schools opening up even in the rural areas, it is seen as a good add-on, whereby this facility is also provided to our children in the rural areas. And someday we may truly, honestly be able to say, yes, we have education for all. Today, we don't. We are moving closer. We are in the right direction. We are heading the right way, but we are not there yet. And these schools opening up in rural areas are helping us achieve that target. Others consider it as an inevitable change due to the emergence of marketplaces and shrinking role of the state in the provision of public good. So, the other side of the coin is that this is because of the emergence of marketplaces, new economies opening up. With new economies opening up, the no education or the poor quality of government public education would not be good enough. And so, they see that side also, that it is not seen as an add-on, but is seen as just another way of providing education for children in the rural areas and even in the urban areas, because the government alone will not be able to do it. The government, although is serious about education, wants the children to receive education, but it cannot provide the education for all children on its own. Other non-governmental organizations, entrepreneurs, and private individuals will need to step in and help the government. This is evident from the growing share of private sector in number of educational institutions, national workforce of teachers, and enrollment, especially in the year 2000, which was at the turn of the millennium. How do we know this is a step in the right direction, that we are succeeding? The number of private educations have grown. The number of people that the private education churns out and provides to the workforce has grown, and enrollment in private schools has also grown. So with an increase in all three of these, we are in the right direction, hopefully in some way being able to provide quality education for all our students, government and public schools or private schools.